Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Commonwealth begins to rebuild after storms damage counties from east to west.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Madison Carmouche. It's 6:27 this Tuesday morning. Let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
Good morning, Madison. Good morning, everyone. And, well, somewhere down below, we could typically see the stores, but nonetheless, the fog is thick like this in a number of locations across southern Kentucky as we get you out the door on this Tuesday morning. 55 here in Hazard, and just keep in mind, extra 10, 15 minutes to get you to work and school. I know coming off the long holiday weekend, plus the severe weather on Sunday, you're dragging, but still want to make sure you get wherever you need to go safe and sound. You can see those low values, the low numbers regarding the visibility from Jonesville back to Somerset and down toward Jacksboro. Temperature-wise, hey, this will end up adding that spring to your step. Mid and upper 50s, lower 60s. You got the satellite radar composite showing the flow coming in from the north and west. There's a wrinkle that'll rotate through the flow above us as we head through today. So we'll see some cloud cover issues develop. That means a blend of clouds and sunshine. The risk of a pop-up shower or thunder shower from Jackson, Hazard points east into the Virginias, and a high this afternoon in Perry County up to 75. More, check that 77. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Madison.
All right, Tim, thank you. A North Carolina man is facing charges after police say he reportedly took a car from a dealership in Corbin. Knox County Sheriff deputies received a call just after 11:30 on Sunday night about the incident. After arriving at the dealership, police discovered the front entry door had been shattered. Police later found Courtney Lowry in the vacant field near the dealership. Lowry was taken to the Knox County Detention Center. A man is facing charges after police say he shot and killed his uncle and father in Pulaski County. Deputies were called to Sandage Spur in Eubank Saturday evening. Sheriff Bobby Jones says Dennis Mullins and his brother Anthony Mullins were found dead. UK police arrested Brandon Mullins. He's charged with 2 counts of murder. Crews in Whitesburg were called out to a fire on Monday. A little after 2 p.m., officials with the Whitesburg Fire Department posted on social media they were called out to the Little Caesars at the Whitesburg Plaza. Officials say once crews entered the building, they were able to put out the fire. Officials also say that the Little Caesars is expected to be closed until further notice. In Louisville, a man died Sunday after he reportedly was hit by a tree during the severe weather. Louisville Metro Police responded to the incident at approximately 12:30. The man that was reportedly hit by a tree was found and died before first responders could take him to the hospital. Governor Andy Beshear confirmed yesterday that at least 5 people have died from the storms that happened during the weekend. None of those are from our coverage area. Yesterday, Andy Beshear hosted a news conference following the latest round of severe weather that happened during the weekend. Sunday night, Governor Beshear declared a state of emergency for the entire state and implemented the state's price gouging laws. There were 14 counties that declared a state of emergency, including 2 in our area, Clay and Knox. Here's some of what the governor had to say.
We did have a tree fall on a little girl who was riding her bike, and miraculously she is okay, even though the bike was damaged. There's a bit of a hand of God in that story.
So Governor Beshear spent yesterday afternoon touring the western part of the state following the damage that was left behind the storms. The weekend's severe weather left damage all across the mountains. Many of you shared photos and videos of what you saw Sunday night, and we will get to a couple of those in just a minute. But yesterday, it was all about boots on the ground. WYMT's Jack Demler joined the National Weather Service during their storm survey in the Cumberland Valley area.
Clearing the destruction left behind by Sunday's severe weather and getting boots on the ground.
We're at the office, we're looking at radar, we're getting reports in from the public, but until we get boots on the ground and actually do that survey and figure out what is the official criteria of what happened.
After seeing the damage caused by the storms, Whitley County Emergency Management Director Jerry Rains said it was time to reach out to the National Weather Service.
We started seeing significant trees down, damage to homes, and roads blocked, so it was at that point we figured the National Weather Service might need to be notified and let them know of what we were seeing on the ground as to what they were seeing on radar.
The National Weather Service ventured through Whitley County for a storm survey as a way to help them better understand how their warnings play out.
In events like this, it helps us as forecasters and as weather service personnel to understand what happens on the ground and to understand that moving forward, to understand that as we're making our warnings as well.
Along with the National Weather Service's storm survey, Rains is also conducting damage assessment. He says it's important that those impacted by the storms get in contact with the judge's office.
We want to be able to come out and survey the home and give everybody the benefit of the doubt if we can get assistance.
The damage assessment plays a role in determining whether they can ask for and apply for FEMA assistance, working to have a better understanding of severe weather's impact. In Whitley County, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Rain says from what he saw, Sunday's storms followed the same path as the April 2nd storm. Folks in Leslie County are no different than the many people working to clean up debris after the weekend storms. On Owl's Nest Road, the damage may look bad, but there were no lives lost. Neighbors were helping each other as the high winds left down trees and power lines both on and around homes. Magistrate John Newell says he hopes to be able to get some people help soon.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because a lot of these people I've known for many years and good friends. And what I'm doing here today is not part of it. Yes, it's my job as a magistrate, but I want to be here as a friend.
Newell says the governor's declaration of a state of emergency will help him to get funding to families in need. A Lake Cumberland marina was heavily damaged by severe weather overnight. Boats, a dock, and the campground at Conley Bottom Marina in Wayne County were damaged from the early morning severe weather. No one was injured from the damage. This marina has experienced a lot in the last 5 years. There was a flood at the campground. There's been high wind damage at the marina, and nearly 5 years ago, right before Memorial Day weekend, there was a devastating fire there. It took several years to recover from the fire with a new ship store and restaurant built. Part of the new additions were damaged again Sunday night in the storm.
We have experienced a lot. It gets to a point sometimes where you wonder how much more you can take, but we know that God has a plan, and we'll just be here every day working as hard as we can work and getting everything put back together and take it day by day.
Along with the damage at the marina, there was also major damage at a nearby boat storage facility. We have asked you to submit your videos and photos to our website, WYMT.com, in the midst of the severe weather that occurred over the weekend. Here's a photo we received from a viewer in Bell County. This was the scene at a home in Middlesboro on Sunday. And also, here's a video that a viewer sent us of storm damage. This was taken on Cow Fork Road in the Beverly community of Bell County. Multiple trees were taken down by the storms. Just some incredible footage of the destruction that was caused by Mother Nature. After the weekend's severe weather, the storms created a path of destruction, leaving many communities to begin a rebuild. Several different parts of western Kentucky suffered severe damage. John Pierce says he was doing the same thing he does every Sunday when dangerous storms hit his home in Grayson County.
I was getting ready to walk into church, and one of my neighbors called and told me, "John, you need to get home." He said, "I think your house is gone."
No tornado in Grayson County, but the National Weather Service says it was just as serious. The National Weather Service did confirm a tornado in Meade County, just shy of the Hardin County line. Trees ripped from the ground, houses torn from their foundations. Scenes of devastation linger in Hopkins County. For many, this isn't their first encounter with severe weather. The tornado that struck in December 2021 in Dawson Springs caused widespread damage to their community in the years since. They've been recovering until another disaster hit Sunday night. Thousands remain without power and are uncertain of when it will be restored.
This is my childhood home, and I felt like the tornado was so evil.
To think that it will happen to you, you don't. And when it does, you just have to sit and wonder and think, where do you go from here?
The mayor of Dawson Springs encourages her community to conserve as much water as possible.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Let's get you out the door. Got some dense fog across southern Kentucky, and it is limiting visibility down to a few hundred feet. So please, extra time as you head out the door this morning. Mid and upper 50s, lower 60s, 60 on the dot at Jackson, Prestonsburg, Pikeville. Good morning to you up at Ashland. We know you're watching. It's 60 your way and near 60 as you make your way back into Somerset. All right, satellite weather composite showing that flow coming in from the north and west. Wrinkle will rotate in above us as we head through today. So basically, areas of dense fog this morning, blend of clouds and sunshine that prevails from the morning into the afternoon. This is when we can end up dealing with a pop-up shower, thunder shower, and I think pretty much it'll be Jackson and Hazard points east. A forecast high today in Hazard up to 77. How about the rest of the work week? Your First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Madison.
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:39. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Families are flocking to pools and beaches as summer begins, but some might be without lifeguards on deck.